Hey everyone, today we would like to look at one question. This question actually is about the topic of ticker tape, which is in chapter 2, Force and Motion, part 1. Alright, so as we look at this diagram actually is a graph consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 tapes, okay, 6 tracks of ticker tape, with each one will be increasing more and more as the time pass by. And actually what we can see is there are 6 ticker tapes. Each one, there are how many ticks. So how do we see or how do we count how many ticks are there? So maybe there's some misconfusion among the students. They might count this one as 1 tick, this one as number 2, but actually it's wrong. Just as what we know from the first to second. So what is the difference between the first rank to the second rank? Of course, only 1. Just as if I have the first person and the second person. So what is the difference between the first person and the second person? Just only 1. We don't actually count the first one. Okay, when we count the difference, that only we look at the interval, the middle. So for the same, when we count for the ticks, we don't count the first dot. From the first dot to the second dot is called 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 ticks for 1 tape. So total we can see there are 6 ticker tapes. And each one actually is becoming longer and longer than the previous one. Right, so what we're going to do now is, normally this question they will ask 2. Number 1 is find the acceleration. Okay, find the acceleration. And the second one is find the average velocity. All right, number 1. How do we find acceleration? So you know the formula for acceleration is V minus U over T. Remember the definition is the rate of change of velocity with respect to time. So don't be worried when you see this kind of graph. Actually, this kind of question is similar to this one, right? Now I remove the box. When you see this box, you might know how to solve it. In fact, let's say the direction of motion is going to the left, and we can see there are 6 stripes or 6 steps. So the first step actually is same as this one, and then followed by the second one. Okay, so this is the first, followed by the second and third, fourth, fifth, and the last one is 6. So when we get this diagram, actually is because of when we cut the long tape into 6 sections. Let's say I just have these long sections, long tape. I cut every 10 ticks, cut this one, cut this one, cut this one, can cut this one. Okay, so this question actually is similar to what we have done before. And what you need to know is where is the beginning point. So very simple, always see the direction of motion. If the direction of motion is moving to the left, that means this is the initial point. And the final point is here. Okay, is the final point. All right, we have to find U. Okay, U is the initial velocity. So how do we do it? All right, so U actually equals to distance over time. Okay, distance over time. So for this tape, what is the length? Actually is 4 cm, right? Okay, 4 cm. So we know this is 4 cm. And followed by 4.5, 5.0, 5.5, 6.0, 6.5. So the last one is 6.5 cm. Okay, 6.5 cm. So U equals to S over T. And you know that 4 cm divided by, there are 10 ticks for one tick. So 10 times 0.02 second. And you should get the answer. Okay, 4 cm divide 0.2 second. And you get 20 cm per second. Okay, this is the initial velocity. And for final velocity, v equals to s over t as well. So we are looking at the final tip, which is 6.5 cm divide 10 times 0.02 second. We will get answer. Okay, I'll just make it shortcut. We'll get answer 65 cm per second. All right, we have found v, we have found u. Now we have to find t. What we're referring to this t is actually the difference in time from the initial velocity to the final velocity. That means we cannot actually count the first one. Okay, in some textbook or books, they will say that you just count how many tapes are there. Okay, how many sections? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it means 6 minus 1 times each tape actually got 10 ticks, right? So 0.02 times 10. Okay. So this is the number of the time in the time. Okay, but I'm telling you why we are minus 1. Okay, just as I said before, we don't actually count number 1 because we are counting the difference, right? That's like number 1 and number 2, the difference is only 1. So from the first one to the number 6, how many are they? Okay, how many difference? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means there are 5 leaps. So that's why we have 6 minus 1. So t actually equals to 6 minus 1. Okay, there are difference in 5 sections times how many times of ticks are there? It's 0.02 times 10 seconds. Okay, you get answer 1 second. Okay, 1 second. At last, A equals to V minus U over T. Okay, A equals to V minus U over T. And then you get the answer by substituting all the values. 65 minus 20. Okay, divided by 1. You get answer. Okay, you get answer 45 cm per second squared. All right, this is how you find acceleration. Okay, clear? Remember the unit must be cm per second square or meter per second square. Then you don't have to change to meter per second square, okay? Because the question doesn't ask you to do so. All right. Okay. Another one is how do we actually find the average velocity? Okay, what is the meaning of average? That means total how many displacement or distance you have been traveling divided by how much time. Okay, throughout this distance, how much time you have taken. So average time, average velocity is okay, the total displacement or total distance divide the total time. All right. So total distance, actually, what we're gonna do is we look at this long tape. Okay, at first 4 cm and then 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5. We just add in all the values of the length. Okay, so 4.5 plus 5, sorry, 4 plus 4.5 plus 5 plus until 6.5. Okay, this is the total distance divided by, all right, now from the first point, the beginning point to the end point, what is the time? Okay, this is not like the acceleration. Okay, for acceleration, actually we're counting the difference in the velocity, right? Because the differential is rate of change of velocity. So now actually we are counting the time taken from the first one to the last one. So actually there are 6 tapes and each tape has 10 ticks. So 6 times 10 times 0.02 second. And finally, we'll get the answer. All right, so the answer will be 32.5 cm divided by 1.2 second. So you get answer about, let's check with calculator, 32 cm divided by 2.5, 1.2, you get 27.08 cm per second. All right, so this is the how you solve your answer. I hope this tutorial can help you to understand how to solve the ticket take questions when it's displayed in the graph format. All right, see you in the next video. Goodbye.